Hi, let's work on some applications on stock valuations now. Preferred stocks and common stocks. Let's see number 23, that's pretty easy. We have these preferred stocks that pays annual dividends $5.70, require rate of return 6%. Compute the price of the preferred stock. We just plug into this formula. That's 6% on 0.06, and we have the price of the stock, $95. Let's see if we find another one, the next one. This business issued preferred stocks with fixed dividend $6 per share. Yields changed from 6% to 14%. We are going to use this information. Okay. And what is the original issue price, that's going to be for 6%. That's the original issue price. So dividend divided by required rate of return, $100. Now, when the yield goes to 14%, that's more than double. Remember, there is an inverse relationship between the yield and the price. So the price is going to be much less than 100 when we replace 6% with 14%. We discount more. And this is what comes out to be. $6 divided by 0.14, less than half value, less than $50, $42.86. So that's the general explanation. Here here it says if the yield on Standard & Poor preferred stock index decline, now suppose the yield instead of going up from 6 to 14%, suppose it's going down from 6 to a different percent, then what's going to happen with the price? The price is going to go up then, you see? The price of preferred stock will increase as yields decline, this inverse relationship. And we discussed that, and let's see if we find an application for the common stock. You're going to work on the next ones just to apply more the preferred stock valuation. They are very similar to what we went over. And let's see, common stock. Common stock, we have to use the formula for common stock valuation. Given that you have a dividend of $6.40, that's D1, the starting point you're going to use in the formula for the first year, and the required rate of return is 14%, constant growth in dividends 5%. For A, compute the price of the common stock, dividend 1 divided by required rate of return minus the growth rates. Just plug into the formulas and you have the price of the common stock, $71.11. And remember, for all the other points here, B, C, and D, we only change one factor at the time. Then we come back to the original problem every time and then change the factor that's required to change. Let's see, we have here, suppose that now the required rate of return goes up. Now we know that the price of the stock is going to go down. We just have to calculate. So that was the original value of the price. Now required rate of return goes from 14 to 18. Growth rate stays the same. Now you see how the stock price goes down. Now for C, now assume we go back to the original growth rate of we go back to the original required return, but now the growth rate changes. So original required return was 14%, we are going to use that, but instead of 5%, we are going to use 9% growth rate. Well, if the stocks grow, the dividends grow faster, then of course the price of the bond is going to be higher. So we use the original required return, but higher growth rate, and we have a higher price, stock price. And finally for D, now we start at a higher point. Instead of 640, we use 7 dividend at the first year. Now everything else goes to the original data, which means 14% required return, 5% growth rate, and it's a higher price. So now to summarize what we've learned from this application, we have a direct relationship between the price of the bond and the growth rate. The higher the growth rate, over here 9%, the higher the price. And the higher the original dividend for the first year, D1, the higher the stock price. And an inverse relationship between the price of the stock and the required return. When the required return goes up from 14 to 18%, the price of the stock goes down. So I'm going to assign more applications for you to work on for this topic.